the lighthouse that dreamed, waiting for a keeper who may never return. Far from the shores of man on an island, forgotten by charts and time, stood a lighthouse. Its stone heart, once vibrant with purpose, now pulsed with a dim, weary beat. No ships navigated these waters anymore. No eager eyes scanned the horizon for its guiding light. The lighthouse, alone amidst the relentless roar of the waves and the mournful cries of gulls, found itself adrift in the vast ocean of time. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years, each passing moment eroding its very memory of what it stood for, what it waited for. A profound solitude settled upon it, a silent, heavy cloak woven from the mist and the salt spray. Yet, even in its profound isolation, a whisper of something more began to stir within its ancient core. It started subtly, a fleeting image flickering at the edges of its consciousness, then growing with each passing twilight. The lighthouse began to dream. These weren't the fleeting, chaotic jumbles of human slumber, but vivid, resonant visions, as clear as the purest beam of light it once cast. In these dreams, it saw a boy, small and earnest, his hands warm as he pushed open the heavy iron door at its base. It saw his face, illuminated by the soft glow of a lantern, his brow furrowed in concentration as he meticulously polished the lenses, each careful stroke a testament to his dedication. It saw him ascend the spiral staircase, his steps light but purposeful, until he reached the lantern room. There, with a gentle, almost reverent touch, he would ignite the wick, and the world would bloom with a brilliant, steady light. This boy, his name whispered on the wind, was the lighthouse keeper of old, a memory long buried beneath layers of salt and forgetfulness. As the dreams continued, night after night, the images grew sharper, the feelings more acute. A yearning, a deep, aching sense of nostalgia began to blossom within the lighthouse. It was a yearning not just for the light, but for the companionship, the shared purpose, the silent understanding that once bound it to its keeper. This longing, a phantom ache in its very foundations, transformed. It ceased to be mere nostalgia and became something more potent, more enduring, a memory reborn. And from this reawakened memory, an untold story began to unfold. The lighthouse was no longer a mere structure of stone and iron, a cold, unfeeling sentinel. It now felt the gentle caress of the sea breeze against its rough exterior, a touch that brought with it the faint scent of distant lands. It heard the rhythmic ebb and flow of the tides, a lullaby that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. And in the rustling of the wind through the tall grass on the island, it began to hear a name, not just any name, but the name of its long-lost keeper, spoken in a voice that was both a sigh and a song. The name echoed, a tender resonance through its very being, affirming its newfound sentience. Its existence, once a monotonous vigil, was now imbued with a profound new meaning. The dreams, the rekindled memories, had woven a rich tapestry of longing and hope around its silent frame. It remembered the days when its light was a beacon of hope, a promise of safety to weary sailors. It remembered the storms it had weathered, the relentless assaults of wind and rain, standing resolute, always a steadfast guide. And now it remembered the boy, his quiet strength, his unwavering commitment, his gentle, loving presence. Even in its solitude, a quiet anticipation began to build, a subtle hum beneath the surface of its ancient stones. The lighthouse, now a vessel of memory and emotion, watched the endless expanse of the sea, not with resignation, but with a burgeoning hope. The fog, a constant companion of this forgotten island, often swirled around its base, obscuring the world beyond. But the lighthouse, with its newfound inner light, saw beyond the veil of mist. Then, one evening, as the last sliver of sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of deep violet and fiery orange, a sound, faint but distinct, pierced the usual symphony of the waves and the wind. It was the low thrumming of an engine, a distant, almost imperceptible tremor in the vast silence. A ship. For years, no ship had ventured near this forgotten island. The lighthouse felt a surge, a jolt of energy, a forgotten purpose stirring within its core. Through the dense, clinging fog, a shadow began to emerge, slowly, steadily, taking on the unmistakable silhouette of a vessel. A thrill, long dormant, coursed through the lighthouse's very foundations, its ancient heart once beating with a dull, melancholic rhythm, now hammered with a renewed vigor. The memories, so vivid in its dreams, now converged with the reality unfolding before it. This wasn't a dream. This was real. And in that moment, the lighthouse knew with a certainty that resonated through every stone, every pane of glass, that its long vigil was not in vain. With the strength born of rekindled memory and unwavering hope, the lighthouse gathered its essence. A deep hum emanated from its lantern room, growing in intensity. Then, with a magnificent resounding surge, it ignited. A powerful, brilliant beam of light sliced through the thick, swirling fog, cutting a path across the dark, undulating waves. It wasn't just a beam of light. It was a beacon of longing, a testament to enduring memory, a silent cry of welcome. This light, so potent and true, was no longer merely for the guidance of ships, for the practical purpose of navigation. No, this light was for the waiting itself. It was the embodiment of patience, the promise of return, the eternal flame of hope that burned bright against the endless expanse of the sea, an unwavering testament to a profound, timeless waiting. The fog, momentarily parted by its incandescent embrace, seemed to recoil, revealing the approaching vessel. Now clear and distinct, its form etched against the fading sky. And in that radiant glow, the lighthouse stood, a sentinel no longer forgotten, but eternally remembered, eternally waiting, its light a silent, powerful song in the vast, echoing chambers of the ocean's heart.